What's up, everybody? Frank Rivoli here, your catching coach with Crash Course Catching, and I just wanted to come on today and do a couple of tips for you that, crazy times right now. Quarantine, coronavirus, it's brutal, right? So a lot of businesses have gone under, and that includes facilities that lessons are going, or that hold lessons, where everybody's been going to lessons all winter, working on their game. Doing what they can to get prepared for the 2020 season. Now that's all shut down. And to take that even a step further, I've been seeing a lot of other, leagues and teams that have been emailing out. I'm on some of the email lists that have been saying their seasons are basically delayed until early May, mid-May, end of April. So it's a crazy year, that's for sure. And so I wanted to come on and give you a couple of tips, 6 to be exact, of what you can do to stay in shape while you're basically at home. I'm going to get this on my computer real quick just in case anybody has any questions while I'm doing this. What can you do when you've been working all winter? You've put in the time, you've put in the hours, put in the work, and now you're going to have basically a month, maybe a month and a half delay where practices are canceled. You can't go into facilities and work. What are you going to do? Well, you got to stay in shape. If you really care about your game as much as I feel you should, if you actually do put in all that work, if you're serious about baseball, softball, and catching in general, you have to still maintain some sort of routine while you're stuck at home, right? And you could do, anybody can work out at home, and there's a lot of things that you can do. And even with all this, what's it called? The stay-at-home mandate that the state has done today, actually, May 23rd, the state of Indiana announced that they're doing a stay-at-home mandate. You can still go outside. You just have to keep your social distancing, which is 6 feet, right? So there's a lot of stuff that we can do outside or even indoors to stay in shape. So the first thing that you have to do while this is going on, and it's super important for anybody, is to exercise, right? You have to exercise. Don't just stop exercising now because you're stuck in the house. And I know a lot of gyms are closed to stop the spread of germs and all that stuff. Don't stop exercising. There's a lot of at-home routines you can do. You can just do small little circuits of push-ups, sit-ups, squats, wall sits. If you have bands, if you have dumbbells, there's all kinds of stuff that you can do at home. I know a lot of my fitness friends that are personal trainers have been doing at-home workouts on their Facebook Lives, and they come up with some pretty creative stuff. So there are plenty of things that you can do to exercise at home. So number 1 is exercise. Number 2 is working on your fundamentals. And I just realized that I have 5 tips here where it should be 6, so don't judge me on that one. But number 2 is working on your fundamentals. And again, we go back to earlier videos. The fundamentals are framing, blocking, and receiving. And then, of course, your foundation are your stances. So if you're a young catcher and you still need work on your stances, on your sign-giving stance, your receiving stance, and your secondary stance, now's the time to work on it. Go in front of a mirror and really watch yourself in your stances. Make sure you look comfortable. The more comfortable you are, the more comfortable your team's going to be, because all 8 of your teammates on the field with you are all looking at you. So the more comfortable you are, you're going to project either comfort or stress or anxiety to your team. So make sure you look good. And then, of course, work on framing and receiving, blocking, and throwing. And you can do a lot of that by yourself just by throwing a tennis ball off the wall and working on different things. And if you have more questions on that, I can give you a little program, a tennis ball program that I used to do when I was younger, when I didn't have anybody to work with me, and I used to come up with different things to do with the tennis ball because you can make it bounce all kinds of different ways. So if you do have something for that, I can give you that as well. But again, number 1, exercise. Number 2, work on your fundamentals. Don't give that stuff up. Number 3, like I said, you can still go outside, just have social distancing. So, catchers, coaches, parents, if there's a chance where you can go outside and play some catch with your son or daughter, do it. Get their arm loose. Having all the stuff of indoor short catch and then being off for a month and now having to rush into the season when this all happens, it's going to take a toll on their arms. Keep it healthy, keep them throwing, go outside, play some short catch, play some long catch if it's a nice day. Get the arm feeling good, right? Because, again, it's a shame that this is all going on because all these kids and all these players have put in the work and now all of a sudden they're at a halt, right? So the last thing we want them to do is to waste all the time and lessons and all that stuff, and how good they probably feel right now after all the work that they've done to get to this point, which right now would be the beginning of a lot of seasons, and we're not having it yet. So it would be a shame to lose that. So exercise, at-home exercises, there's plenty of them. Google them. They're all over the place. YouTube them. Working on your fundamentals, framing, blocking, throwing, doing even a little bit more stuff. Research, right? Research different game scenarios and stuff like that. Number 3, play catch. Go outside when it's nice out. Number 4, make sure you're still working on your swing. I know a lot of people have tees at their house, may have wiffle balls, or even, again, tennis balls. If you have a net or if you have wiffle balls, you can obviously hit into a wall. It's not going to hurt the wall. Work on your swing. And even if you don't have any of that stuff, just swing. Just feel good with your swing. Don't take a month off from swinging now because of all this. You can go outside, you can go in the garage. If you have a room where there's plenty of room, grab something light. You don't even have to have a bat. Just work on your swing. Break it down. Stand in front of a mirror. Work on your load, your point to or from your load to contact, and then work on your follow through. Right? I mean, check yourself out. Do that kind of stuff. Don't lose touch with your swing either. It's very important because as soon as you, again, I feel like this season is going to turn into, basically, hey guys, there's a virus scare, and I don't think it's going to go into too far into the summer. But that's just my opinion. I'm optimistic on this. I hope that sooner or later it's going to stop. But like I said, I know a lot of people around the area have already postponed their seasons till the beginning of May. But again, as soon as the season starts, it's going to be all right. A couple practices, get out there and let's play. So you have to be ready. And then number 5 is making sure that you take care of your body. So make sure you're stretching. And make sure you're listening to your body. So if your arm hurts and you played catch yesterday, don't play catch again, right? Heal your body, stretch your body, have it ready. Stretching is just as important as exercising. So if you're going to exercise, make sure that you are also taking the time to put a stretch routine in there to, again, maintain your body. If something's sore, ice it, right? A lot of kids have been working so hard. I know getting to the point where, after the new year into the beginning of the season, there's kids of all positions, and I just think about my catchers in general and the hitters that I work with. But all of a sudden, basketball season kind of comes to an end, and now they ramp up. They're going however many days a week they can, and their parents can get them to practices and lessons, so that they're ready for the beginning of the season. Well, that kind of ramp up could make their body feel sore. They could tweak something. So take care of your body as well, but you got to stay in shape during this time. And then the last thing, make sure you're taking care of your cardio, your lungs. Make sure, your endurance. That's all important too. Again, you can still go outside during all this stuff. So if you can run some short sprints, if you want to run around the block, cardio is super important too. And it's very important to have good endurance, not just lungs, but good endurance of your body and your muscles when you're playing a sport. But also, when you're catching, it's super important, right? We're in such a grueling position. We're kneeling down all game. It's crazy, right? So we have to be in the best shape that we can be to make it from inning 1 to inning, depending on how old you are, inning 6, inning 7, or inning 9, right? And then if there's extra innings, even longer. If you're playing a doubleheader, even longer, right? So we have to have the endurance. So again, a couple of, 6 tips that you can do during quarantine. Exercise. Work on the fundamentals. Your framing, blocking, and throwing. Sorry, I can't talk today. Doing a little bit of throwing outside. It's going to get nicer as these days go on, so you can still go outside, play some catch. Working on your swing, working on your hitting, stretching, and taking care of your body, and then also doing some cardio. It's super important. So those are my 6 tips here during the quarantine. I hope you guys are doing okay. I hope everybody's, number 1, feeling healthy. Number 2, staying sane. I know it's super hard to be locked in to home and just watch TV over and over and over again. It's kind of it gets to be a little too much. So hope you guys are doing well, and if you have any questions on this, feel free to leave comments and your questions in the comment section under this video. Also, if you would like a program on this stuff, I was actually thinking about creating a program. I had it kind of written here, and I was going to make a program, but I figured if nobody wanted it, I would just do this short video of 6 tips that you can do during quarantine. But if you would like a full-out program, I can make a calendar for all this stuff. I personally think it's going to be, and again, this is just my opinion, I think it's going to be about a 6-week standstill we're going to be at. So if you would like a drawn-out program on things to do and how to stay healthy and in shape during quarantine and this stay-at-home order from the state, I would love to do that to you, or do that for you. So just leave that in the comments. So I hope this was helpful. Again, I'm Frank Rivola, your catching coach, and this is Crash Course Catching. I'll see you guys real soon. Thanks.